Hey everybody, welcome back to Easy Breezy. Today we got two Artic Cat snowmobiles we have to look at. I believe early to mid 90s on the one and mid to late 90s on the other. One is a special, I believe it's a 550. Second one's a 580. The 550 has a coolant leak, and the 580 has something wrong with the track on it. So I don't know if it's clutch or quite what it is. So we'll dig into it. I'll bring you along with and figure it out. So these are actually the two sleds here. They are personal sleds. Like I said, the ZR 580. This one right here, it, for some reason, does not like to drive very much. I picked it up about a year ago, and somebody had started taking it apart and couldn't quite figure it out. This sled we've had quite a while. It is more of a beater sled, and we're having a coolant leak somewhere, so we got to figure that out. I'm going to set you guys down. We're going to get these fired up, get them out into the garage where it's nice and warm, and start tearing apart. Alright guys, we got the sleds in the shop. We're gonna let them warm up a little bit, let them thaw out. The ZR 580 has not been ridden at all this year. And then this one here, just as of recently, sprung a coolant leak. We were riding it around a little bit this year, so that's why this one's a little bit easier to get started. We'll kind of go through them after we get the hoods off, get them thawed out. A little bit easier to work on then. So I'll come back to you guys when they're ready. All right, so we're gonna start out on the 550 Artic Cat. Now, I did some looking when I got her cleaned off, and what I'm seeing is a little bit of leakage under, I believe that is the thermostat housing there. So I think that's where our leak is. It's not a fast leak. So what we'll do is pull that off get that apart and figure out what's leaking, see if we need to replace a seal or something like that, or simply a thermostat. All right, so what we'll do is we'll pull off the hoses. Now, hose itself looks pretty good. Do see a little bit of cracking in it, but not a spot that should be leaking. I don't have any extra hose with me today. We'll set that down. No, I don't see. This is right about where it was leaking right here. So I'm guessing it was leaking out of the O-ring for the thermostat. So I don't know if it was the housing or the thermostat itself. I think the biggest thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clean it up. And I do not have a new thermostat. I'd have to order that. So, and we're actually trying to go riding this weekend with them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test that thermostat, see if it is working, it is opening, stuff like that. And I'll bring you guys along. Okay, so what I got here is I got the thermostat with a pliers holding on the flat piece. Now, we're gonna test to see if this thermostat actually moves or if it's stuck. Now what you could do is, you don't want to do it too fast, just want to heat it up little by little, and you want to heat it up here, and you'll notice this will open on top. See where I'm heating it there? See how it's slowly moving up there? That's how you can tell your thermostat's good. Just like that. See how you can kind of see the opening there now? So we know our thermostat's not stuck. We know it's good. Biggest thing I did see taking it out was this here had tons of corrosion on it. So I think what we'll do is we'll clean up this ring real good, just with some towel and stuff like that, and we'll get her back on there. We're gonna kind of clean this area up here with a brass brush. I did stick a rag in there so that most of the debris that we put down, we can just get right back out. What this is just doing, this is kind of cleaning the surface so that when we put that back in, I'm actually gonna put a little bit of silicone in it too, just to kind of help any imperfections in that seal. That way we don't have to worry about it. All right, we got that all cleaned up. Just kind of clean it off a little bit. And get that rag out of there. Just give it a quick wipe down. Now you do want to kind of run your hand in there. Make sure you got all the edges kind of cleaned up. Looks like we did pretty good. All right, now we got this Permatex high-tech gasket sealant. What we will actually do, this stuff is really, really goopy. We're just gonna put a thin layer in that little ridge there. This thing won't give us any more problems. You don't need a lot. Just enough where that thermostat goes in. Make sure that gasket goes in its spot. Just like that. And then right on the thermostat housing itself, you can actually throw a little bit too. Just kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. You can just throw a little bit on it like that. We'll get this set on here. Get the bolts in it, get it tightened up. Still getting used to this camera stuff. So I'm sorry if it's a little shaky. All right, so I did fish that other bolt out. That one that we did drop to begin with. Miraculously, it was somewhere easy we could get. Generally, that does not happen, especially when you're working on sleds. They like to fall in the belly and you just don't get them. All right, we'll get that all tightened down. It doesn't need to go a whole lot. This is only aluminum. That's why I'm not really banging on it. Alrighty, that should be good. Now we're gonna let that sit. Before we put any coolant in it, it does need to sit for at least an hour before we put any water in it. So we'll come back when it's nice and dry and we can get the hoses on her and get her filled up. Okay, we got the coolant in it, got the plugs in it. Now we're gonna let it burp a little bit, start it up. See how easy she starts this morning? Wow, right off the bat. You did suck that coolant right down. Have to mix that up, mix up some more and get that in there. Be right back with you when I can get that mixed up. Alright, so I dumped some more in there. This is kind of burping right now. I believe it actually took everything out of the reservoir here, the overflow. what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna put the cap on it, get the snowmobile back together. I am not seeing any leaks out of what we fixed. So what I will do is I'll put the cap on, get her outside, get the system pressurized with heating up, and see if we got any leaks. All right, we got her running. I do not seem to have any coolant leaks that I can find as of right now. Still gotta put the hood on her. Make it feel low. Hey everybody, we're out here on the lake and got one of the snowmobiles out running around. The EXT 550 is out running around right now. We don't have the hood on it, but it don't need it. The 580 right now is having problems falling on its face. I gotta look into it, see what's going on with it, so we can get that out riding. Right now the girlfriend's driving the sled with her sister on the back of it, running around with the dogs. She's not too of an experience of a rider yet, so she's still learning, but we're out having some fun. Figure we'll go out in the lake, having a nice weekend out here, just having some fun. Hey guys, finally got back from the lake, had some fun out there. The 550 is running good. You know, we didn't put the hood on it just because the hood's pretty broke up, and the only way to really hold it is put a strap on it. And we just figured we'd run it the way it is. It's our beat around sled. The 580 will be coming back to the channel soon. I don't know exactly when. I got some bigger projects that we need to be working on, and we'll see how it goes. I hope you guys liked the video. I know it's a little bit scrambled. Like I said, still getting used to using this camera. So if you guys like it, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Hope you guys have a good one. Thank you for watching. And remember, stay out of trouble, even though it's not always fun. Have a good one.